Good morning. So we just did a whole 8-minute video. Decided,
It was all vomit.
well, it was good. And then we just wrestled and cried after kind of talking that through. I think doing the video was good. But yesterday was a really, really dark day for us.
Yeah, our kids are just so broken, and I'm so broken. I'm starting to realize. Last night I went to bed and I just said, I've said it many times, but it's like cancer and then losing your dog is a little too much. And I think I slept an hour last night, and that's just no good when you're trying to fight a battle like I am.
And we just had a conversation, Jamie and I both being very opposite, and just wrestled through. I mean, you're really feeling the pressure of it's all your fault, right?
Yeah, I feel like I got afraid because this process we've had it fall through so many times, last minute, and everything always just blows up. And yesterday I started to feel like I just was going to lose control again and it was going to fall apart. And so I mentioned that to Ryan, and then we started deliberating whether or not he should go. And I feel like it's my fault, and I feel like my kids are suffering because of me. And I'm suffering because of me and my fear. But this has just been such a journey, and we're on an uncertainty overload every single day, and it's just a lot. It's too much for us. And Heidi, she came in my life when I was going through a really hard time, and she's just been a companion to me. And I just don't know how I'm going to get through this without her. I've made it halfway through, and I've had all these. I think it was like my goalpost was like, okay, at least at some point I'm going to get Heidi home, and that will close up that side of the world. I'll be done with the loose ends over there. And Ryan was doing everything in his power to make that possible. And I'm wrestling with feeling like, because I felt so uncertain about whether or not it was actually going to work, that I messed it all up. So I'm carrying a lot of shame and guilt over that.
And then I
today
struggled with that because, us being on opposite ends of that, Jamie's need for safety, my need for, control to make it happen. So, and I don't want to make decisions out of fear, and I knew Jamie was in fear. So I'm going to override that, And we invited some very close friends to pray with us. Many of you prayed with us and just help us guide through that decision process. Yeah. There's no right answer. I believe we could probably make any decision, but finally got to where we had to make the coin flip, and we just had to say, because it could really be either one. And my need for control says I'm going to try everything I possibly can in my power, which means there was no other option other than bring our dog back. That was going to happen. So even if we couldn't make it happen through all the other options that we had, all the other people that we tried to get on flights, all the other airlines, all the other cities that we tried to get into, all the closed doors. I mean, I couldn't count them, how many times the door was shut on us. Well, I guarantee you, when I go over there, it's going to happen. Jamie was wanting the extra surety that Qatar would approve it before we got on the flight, because, man, you spend something like $5,000 in flights, trip, and lost revenue, and you don't get our dog back, and I don't think either of us could handle that. Of course, that wasn't an option for me because I was going to win. I win. I always win. I win until the very last second, and you have to give up. So this was a very difficult process to choose to give up.
Everything recently has been not winning. Like, we've just really had a lot of losses. And I think we're in loss fatigue. And then I know you were sharing, like, just the level of brokenness that we feel now is pretty high.
Well, when it gets down to it for me, we wrestled with should we bring our dog to Tanzania? Is God really that good? Does he care about those things? And we dared to believe. We prayed through that process. That was a very difficult decision to bring Heidi there. And it was maddening to get her there. We had a lot of trouble. And we threw money at that, and we did get her there. And it was wonderful. And she was a comfort, and it was great. But the fight here, right, is my struggle with my trust in God. Surely he knew that within 5 months we'd be diagnosed with cancer, and that we'd be coming back here, and that we'd end up picking Denver, and that we couldn't bring our dog to Denver because she's from a high-risk country, and Denver doesn't have a veterinary to look her over. You have to pick one of 18 cities. You know, had we known, had we known, had we known. And the difficulty is God did know. And I would have been okay if he had said, hey, guys, this is going to be really difficult for you, but just trust me in this. I think you should bring your dog. Go for it. But I have another family I'm going to bless, and you're going to have to let go while you're going through cancer. Maybe I could have handled a good father in that way. And so then we get to the coin flip where I can't control this, but surely God can make a coin land this way or this way. And so we trusted in it. And so I made a decision for what felt like the first time in whatever I can remember, where I went against everything within me that said I was going to make this happen. And again, I still did that in a way that was much more peace and with less desperate energy and trust. But still, it was the hardest decision, and it broke me. It broke me because maybe I have some attachment to this dog more than I know. I definitely have attachment in my story with my sisters and their animals and all the pain that they've gone through that I said I'm not going to go through. And here we are again with my wife and all of her pain, and I can't pile on a deeper deserving of my wife needing her pet through this, and then watching my kids shut down and cry and plead,
weep,
and believe that God would come through.
It's too much. It's just too much. It's too much. It's too much.
So of course, until I'm done, it's over. The dog is gone. We're giving her away. That's the end for me. But of course, now that we've made the decision, that's not something Jamie can handle for obvious reasons.
I can't live with that.
So I can't journey that with her. And I know some of you have wondered about a GoFundMe page and things like that. I suppose if you throw money at it, anyway, I'm out, but she's gonna have to be on that.
I have a Petler relocation company, but it's just costly. But
That doesn't get our stuff back, and it doesn't get.
But it gets my dog back. So I'll post a GoFundMe page if anybody's interested, and just see what we can do. It's long enough.
Yeah,
it's
thanks
enough for our sob story.
Being along. We don't
Sorry
have
about
answers.
the glare on my head.
Yeah. I will say, in the midst of all this, we do sense that God is good. People have come around and given us in significant financial ways that have just touched us. My sister-in-law went and got chip clips for us.
Like they're that hard to buy.
Anyway. I know, but we're sitting in, look at this background where we are cared for and held, just not in the ways that we want to be held, the ways that we have control. So letting go of control, I know we should be better examples of Christians who are trusting Anyway, this is us. So welcome to the raw, the real. Thanks for being along, watching 10 minutes long. We love you all. Bye-bye.